Hello and welcome to the first in a series of webinars on the power of creating a marriage and relationship vision. We are delighted that you've joined us. I'm Jesse Johnson.
And I'm Melva Thomas Johnson.
And so in this first session, we're going to describe what a relationship vision is and how it works. And in future sessions, we're going to talk about why it's important, how to create one, and what it will do for you. But for now, let's get started with defining what is a relationship vision.
So, a vision is a positive statement written in present tense describing your heart's desire. And since we're talking about relationships, we're talking about your heart's desire in your relationship. Now, there's two types. There's a personal statement, and then there is a joint relationship statement. The personal statement is a description of how you want to be in your relationship, what it is that you want to do to contribute to the success of the relationship, and what you want to have as a result of experiencing love and caring with your loved one. Now, the joint relationship statement is about how you want to be together. What is it that you want to do together, and what do you want to have together on your life journey?
So Mel, I think maybe be helpful to give a couple of examples.
Yes.
So let's say an example of an individual vision statement would begin with I am. So it's in present tense. So an example would be, I am enjoying the most magnificent life possible. I am happy, successful, productive, prosperous, and surrounded by people who love and care for me. That would be an example of an individual statement. Now, a joint vision statement begins with the words we are. So an example would be, we are living our most ideal life possible. We're happy, joyful, loving, caring, and we are surrounded by family and friends who also enjoy our happy and joyful life as well.
Now, the truth of the matter is, we already have a vision statement. We already have one in our brains about our partner and our experiences with them. And that vision started formulating when we first came together, when we were first attracted to each other, when we decided that we were going to become a committed couple. Every interaction that we had, every experience that we had was recorded as memories and stored in our brain. So the good times were recorded as well as the challenging times. And the way that they were interpreted within us is whether we felt loved and cared about and whether we didn't.
So it's important when you write your vision statement that you dream big, that you look beyond whatever those self-imposed limitations that you've lived with up until now, that you go beyond that, even beyond whatever you think is realistic, and imagine the most magnificent life you could possibly imagine. We'd like to give you an example from our book about a couple by the name of Ben and Ada. They've been married for 15 years. They have 3 children. They both have very successful careers, but also very demanding and stressful careers as well. So this is what happened one day when Ada comes home.
Now, this was supposed to be a good day. This was supposed to be a great day, especially for Ada. She just got a big promotion. She got a huge raise. And she was so excited she couldn't wait to get home to tell Ben. So she sped home from work. She almost got a ticket. When she got home, she was speeding up the driveway. She ran to the front door, ran through the living room searching for Ben, trying to find him. She finally found him. He was sitting in the den watching TV. Oh my goodness, she's so excited. She runs over to him. She plops in his lap, and she starts hugging and kissing him and telling him her good news.
But now Ben is in no place to hear this. He's had a horrible day at work. His boss has been on his behind. I mean, he's just stressed out all over the place. So he's trying to watch some TV and relax and take his mind off of all of those things that happened to him that day that was so negative. So when she does this, he just keeps watching television. He doesn't respond or even gaze at her. And he says to her, why are you so upset? I mean, why are you getting on my case? After all, I've had a hard day, and you're coming here expecting me to be joyful and all that kind of thing. I ain't in that kind of a mood.
You see, Ada didn't know about his stressful day. She just knew about her promotion and that she was excited and she wanted to tell him about it. So not having this information, she gets upset. And she says to him, how dare you just sit there? And I'm trying to tell you something good. You mean you're not excited for me? What's happening with me is not important to you? Ben continues to sit there.
Yeah, Ben sits there, and one of the things that he says to her is, how could you be so uncaring? After all, don't you see me sitting here, and I'm in such pain and all of that. I mean, there was a time that you used to really care about how I was feeling, what I was thinking, and so on, but now you're all excited and geeked about yourself, but you can't see where I am and what I'm needing right now. So I'm not very happy with the way things are.
Ada is crushed. So she jumps up, she storms out of the room, runs into their bedroom, plops on the bed this time instead of Ben. She plops on the bed, puts the pillow over her head, and sobs and sobs and sobs. She is heartbroken, heartbroken. And what she's saying to herself, I thought he cared about me. I thought he loved me. He used to be interested in everything about me. How could he be so cruel?
And interestingly enough, Ben is saying the very same thing. How could she be so uncaring? And at one time, she used to think, ask me about my day and how things were going and so on, but now she seemed to be so self-centered. How could she be so cruel and uncaring?
So all the time, Ben's brain and Ada's brain is recording this interaction, just recording this experience as another memory in their history together. And what image do you imagine they have of each other during this interaction? Do you imagine it's positive, or do you imagine it's negative? I think we can probably all agree that in this moment, they're not looking very good to each other. This scenario that we just described could be acted out by any couple caught up in the vicious cycle of a power struggle, trying to connect, trying to get their needs met, trying to be heard, trying to be understood and loved and feeling cared about. This is the point where a couple needs to remember the big picture of why they are together.
And so this is precisely the time that the couple needs to develop a joint vision statement for a new joint vision statement for their relationship. It's so extremely valuable that they do that.
So, in doing that, just from what we shared so far about a relationship and marriage vision, what do you imagine in terms of a personal vision statement? What do you imagine Ada would begin to consider about how she would want to be, do, and have in this situation that would be different?
And what about Ben? What do you imagine that Ben might be thinking about in terms of a joint relationship vision statement for the two of them?
And what about both of them writing a statement together? What do you imagine that would look like? So, co-creating a marriage vision statement and action plan would be a great place to start for Ben and Ada.